Joining me now to discuss is Congressman from North Carolina and member of the House Armed Services Committee, Pat Harrigan. Congressman, thank you so much for joining the Pulse this evening. What are your thoughts on this shutdown? The Democrats trying to play victim, act like they're not the ones responsible for allowing this to happen, while they seem to be pushing for all these extras for people that shouldn't even be in our country.
Hey, David, thanks for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. You know what? I'll tell you what, I am really frustrated that we're even in this position right now. I think the Democrats have been incredibly selfish by choosing to shut down the government. And very clearly, I think that they're responsible. This is something they voted for 13 times in the past. This is not new. This is a clean CR. They have chosen to bend the knee to the radical left instead of voting for something they've already voted for, simply because they want to derail President Trump's agenda. And they don't want to have a fight on terms that are respectful to Republicans. It's really, really unfortunate because so many people are hurting through this. We've got over 750,000 furloughed federal workers, obviously federal contractors, as well as all sorts of different public services are being impacted. We need this to end. We need Democrats to step up and be responsible and do the right thing for the country.
Do you think that they will? Do you think that we've had two Democrats and an independent that have joined with Republicans? Do you think that there's more coming? What do you think it's going to take to get across this and get the government opened back up?
Boy, I definitely think it was a good sign that we had 3 Democratic senators vote with us. I think they've got their eyes wide open on this. Leader John Thune in the Senate talked today about how the Democrats have worked themselves into a political box canyon. And a box canyon is obviously something you can't get up and over, and you can't turn around within it. I think that they have made a very, very dangerous mistake, because by choosing to bend the knee to the radical left, they have said, nope, they're not going to vote for something that they've already voted for 13 times. And so at what point is there actually an off-ramp for this for them politically? Because we're not going to be okay with $1.5 trillion of additional spend, basically undoing everything that we did during the reconciliation process in the first half of this year. And oh, by the way, greenlighting $200 billion worth of healthcare assistance to illegal aliens. We're not doing that in the Republican Party. And so the longer this goes on, I think the more frustrated the American people get with the Democratic Party. But also, there's no chance for them to get concessions here. And so I think no matter what happens, they don't look good in this process. I think it goes very, very poorly for them.
Yeah, well, I think that box canyon is exactly the right phrasing for where they're at. You know, in today's White House press briefing, Vice President J.D. Vance, he joined today's White House press briefing, and he spoke about the politics behind the shutdown, saying Senator Chuck Schumer is afraid of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Watch.
But the reality here, and let's be honest about the politics, is that Chuck Schumer is terrified she's going to get a primary challenge from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The reason why the American people's government is shut down is because Chuck Schumer is listening to the far-left radicals in his own party, because he's terrified of a primary challenge.
Could this actually be a motivator for Schumer?
I think that there's no question that this could be some sort of a perverse incentive for Chuck Schumer to do what's not in the best interests of the American people. Certainly, I think that there's probably a part of Schumer that believes that this isn't in his best interests either, but it's something that he's got to do to placate the radical left of his party, if only for a couple days. And that's the hope that I have, is that this shutdown is short-lived. But again, coming back to what do the off-ramps look like? Once they've gone down this road, it's really difficult for them to take the exit ramp without getting anything accomplished here. And we're not going to let them do that. I mean, we've been very fair. We've given them a clean CR. This is something, again, 13 times that we passed during the Biden administration. This is Republicans being respectful to Democrats, and Democrats, now that President Trump is in office, not reciprocating back to Republicans. So I don't know where it ends, but it does not look good for Democrats, and it certainly is hurting the American people.
Yeah, hopefully it does end soon. Congressman, you recently spoke at Freedom Night in Charlotte, where you talked about the fight our country is in, the need for courage when truth is under attack, and building on a foundation that's laid by leaders like Charlie Kirk. Now, in the middle of this government shutdown, where the left is flipping the narrative and attacking President Trump for standing firm, How do events like this remind us what this fight's really about, and how do you see faith and courage playing into your role in Congress right now?
Hey, look, there is a revival going on in America right now, and we need it. We need it very badly. I think we made tremendous progress with electing President Trump back in November. We've made tremendous progress in the first half of this year. But I think eyes wide open, there is a long way for this country to go. We just had Charlie Kirk assassinated. This event was put on by Turning Point Faith. I've been affiliated with Turning Point for quite some time. And it was just wonderful to be in a group of believers that really care about the future of this country and are willing to step up and say, here am I, send me. Where do I need to go to make this country a better place, to spread the truth, to show people the light and the way? And the confluence of faith and politics, it's such a beautiful thing what's going on in our country right now, despite the tragedy. I think the Lord has some incredible plans for what he's going to do for our country out of this tragedy. I think Charlie Kirk is going to have 1,000-fold greater impact than he would have if he'd continued living. And I think we're going to see that example play out through the next generation stepping up to lead. That's happening right now. I'm so excited to be a part of it. But there are so many incredible people that are now switched on. Our country's moving in the right direction. And trust me, it did not take a generation to get to the point where we're at right now. It took multiple generations, and it's going to take another generation, if not multiple generations, to get out of it. But I'm so motivated and I'm so hopeful for the future of our country right now.
Yeah, well, I am. I share that sentiment. I believe that we are in the third great awakening, and Charlie's assassination has put that on full throttle. God is moving, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Congressman Pat Harrigan.